The FUD just doesn't quit. We just learned today that quite possibly a North Korean hacker group is going to dump $40 million worth of Bitcoin onto the open market. But is that really the entire story? Welcome back, everybody. This should come as no surprise, considering the string of recent random stories that we've had trying to explain the Bitcoin price drop. But this is a little bit different. This is a little bit different. Although I will admit the timing seems to be convenient. Here we go. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, alerted the crypto industry about suspicious Bitcoin transactions linked to the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. These activities connect directly to a theft amounting to hundreds of millions of dollars. The FBI identified the perpetrators as Trader affiliated actors, also recognized by other names like Lazarus Group and Apt 38. Over the last day, the FBI tracked a significant movement of roughly 1,580 Bitcoin, an amount that exceeds $40 million in valuation. The Bureau is highly concerned that the DPRK could be prepping to liquidate these assets. Noteworthy thefts include a massive $60 million from payment processor Alphapo and an astounding $100 million exploit of Atomic Wallet, which we actually covered when it originally happened. Both incidents, we're going to put a link to it, so you guys can go back and check that video if you want. Both incidents occurred in June 2023, pointing towards a meticulously orchestrated operation by the alleged perpetrators. So this is obviously not this group's first rodeo. Last year, the FBI had revealed that the same group were behind the Horizon Bridge hack, resulting in losses north of $100 million. So this group apparently has hacked the shitcoins a few times. That's brutal. That's brutal. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh, but it's kind of like, we tell you to stay away from the shitcoins. Another stark reminder of the magnitude of this issue was when Sky Mavis faced a $625 million hack on the Ethereum-linked sidechain Ronin Bridge, a theft that the FBI previously confirmed alongside its cybersecurity advisor on Trader. The industry has shown resilience and collective action against these cyber threats. Last year, when Lazarus attempted to move funds amounting to $63 million linked to the Horizon Bridge, a combined effort from exchanges and other crypto entities effectively blocked the transfers. The FBI has released 6 specific Bitcoin addresses associated with the stolen assets. They urge private sector entities to examine the blockchain data associated with these addresses and be vigilant in guarding against transactions directly with or derived from the addresses. The FBI will continue to expose and combat the DPRK's use of illicit activities, including cybercrime and virtual currency theft, to generate revenue for the regime. There's a lot of different narratives that are playing out, right? Like, so, okay, the first piece of it is that it's conveniently timed, right? We've got, in our weekly episode with Walton, I went over all these different reasons why we had the Bitcoin fiat exchange rate suddenly drop on last Thursday. We were looking at the, possible reasons was the rejection of the ETF, CZ Binance selling BTC to keep his BNB afloat, other issues with Grayscale, supposedly people dumping BTC to buy GBTC. Anyways, we covered it all in that video. But my point is that now, all of a sudden, we've got this convenient piece of news that, of course, right? Who could it be? North Korea. Sorry, I can't help but laugh, but it's just so funny, right? It's always the enemies, the enemies of America. Like, look at that. And then that goes and creates this, we need to get them. So I do think that that's convenient. I don't think that that's a coincidence. But again, that's tinfoil hat, because if we think that something is possibly not a coincidence, then it's a conspiracy. The other piece to it is this. It's interesting. I find it interesting that the FBI, right? The FBI is going and petitioning private sector companies that do Chainalysis to help them out. And you'll notice throughout this entire article, they were able to track what was going on because the Bitcoin blockchain is transparent, right? It is not anonymous, it is pseudonymous, but one of the most important features is it's transparent. So to a certain extent, there's a bit of a hat tip there for Bitcoin, I think. Do I think that they're actually going to dump this $40 million onto the market? Most likely they're going to try to dump that $40 million worth of Bitcoin onto the market. They may try to do that. The other piece of it is that they may wait, right? Like we don't really know. And as we saw, they've had issues in the past. The Trader Group had issues in the past being able to liquidate those funds because the private sector was working with law enforcement and being able to block those transactions from happening. I guess, look, this is really what this is a good story to remind everybody that even though shitcoins seem to be fun, and even though a very small number of people, which you cannot verify, are telling you that they're getting quote unquote exceedingly wealthy from them, I do nothing but cover hacks and scams on them. So the likelihood of you storing your shitcoins into one of these things and then getting rug pulled is actually pretty high. You guys should go take a look at the Rekt leaderboard, okay? Which I'll post the link to it in the show notes, and you can go take a look at all of the Rekt shitcoins. And of course, everybody would like to think, oh, well, the project that I'm buying into, that's not going to happen. You know, they've been verified by an authority like CertiK. Go take a look at how many of these quote-unquote authorities that verify the smart contracts. Go take a look at how many of those projects have been hacked and that were actually vetted. So, guys, look, it's a dangerous world out there. There is a lot of FUD. I think that right now, in my eyes, I think that this is a very interesting type of time where this type of FUD to come out, as we know that BlackRock is gearing up for an ETF. And the thing is that if they do have a spot ETF, now, this is going to be a point of contention, but the truth of the matter is, if they have a spot ETF, they are going to need physical Bitcoin, to my knowledge. Now, granted, the parties that are entering into these contracts with the ETF, quite possibly they may not demand delivery, which is the same type of thing that happened with gold, okay, which obviously is worrisome to some people. But if they do intend to settle with physical Bitcoin, then this means that they have to accumulate some Bitcoin to begin with. So these types of stories are very helpful in creating short-term FUD, right, and panic in the market that will most likely scare away some of the weaker hands, right? Some of the people that have possibly come in for quick money, right? Just think that, hey, they're going to buy Bitcoin and they're going to get rich. Like a lot of those people who come in for the get rich quick, they don't last. They usually end up getting burned. So yeah, I just be careful out there, guys. Everyone's a scammer, right? And none of us are better than our incentives. And BlackRock definitely wants our Bitcoin. That does it for today. Please consider liking and subscribing if you appreciate the content that we make. And I will catch you guys all tomorrow.